my sorry attempt at dancing. Hey, everybody. I'm Lauren, otherwise known as Mrs. Tomato Head, and welcome to my Thursday show. This is called Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce, and I showcase each week 10-ish varieties I'm obsessed with that week. And I have a lot to show. I'm very ambitious today, and I know we're not going to get to them all, so whatever I don't get to today, we'll talk about next week. But I've got so much going on right now as far as stuff coming in, and I can talk about tomatoes all year round, and I can focus on varieties that I'm not growing any other time of the year. But I'm like right now, I really should be showing and sharing tomatoes that I have in my hot little hands. So, and there's a lot going on. I keep looking at things like, is this one going to be ready next week? Some varieties I have a lot of. Other varieties I don't. I'm going to be talking about one today that was absolutely outstanding, and I got one tomato. So, but it's so good that I had to share it with you guys. Anyway, welcome. This is live. It is, what is it? Thursday, August 28th, 2025. And for those of you watching the recording, hello. And for those of you live, thank you for being here. It really makes the show fun. It doesn't feel like it's me talking to you. It feels like us all talking together. We're a nice little community. If it's your first time watching, please put so in the comments so we can say hello and welcome you. I've already seen some familiar names. I try to get to as many comments as I can, which is why the show goes so long. But I really do like to showcase you. You guys are as much a part of the episode as I am. Starting with Mr. Sherman, who, if he's not the first one to comment each week, I panic a little bit. It happened like 2 weeks ago. Hi, Sherman. Hello, Lauren and friends. Another great awesome sauce day in New Jersey. He posted this 2 hours ago. And I know I'm not alone. I know the rest of you guys who tend to watch every week. There's something comforting about Sherman being the first one. Hi, Sasha. Thanks for being here. And Leslie's here. And Lisa. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Loving this cooler weather, but sad summer gardening season is almost over. Can I tell you? Me too. It was 52 degrees Fahrenheit when I woke up this morning. Yet Rob said yesterday was 45. This is not August in New Jersey weather. It's like October in New Jersey weather. Right now, it's probably like 70 degrees outside, and it's sunny. And I'll admit, it feels nice. But so many people like yearn for the fall. I'm not one of those people. I don't yearn for the pumpkin spice and the corn mazes and all of that. I want an eternal summer. I want eternal tomatoes. So when this weather starts happening, I start to panic because there's still things, late season varieties that haven't ripened yet. Quite a few, as a matter of fact. A couple of my Spanish varieties haven't ripened yet. A couple of Craig LaHoulier's varieties, Lucky Bling, Polish Bling. Earl just came in. I think Rob and I are tasting that tonight. But anyway, I can see how the weather's pleasant. But I kind of like sweating my ass off in the middle of summer. I just do. Now, I'm not inconsistent over 100 degree Fahrenheit weather either. So for those of you who are, I'm sure I don't even know if you guys are getting the cooler weather too, but it's not supposed to get, I think, I checked the 10-day forecast for us. It's going to get up to 79 degrees Fahrenheit one day. The rest are going to be low 70s. I didn't check the nighttime temps, but yeah, my tomatoes aren't going to like this. Our first frost where I am is October 15th. So we have a way to go. Hopefully. Stranger things have happened, but I'm with you, Lisa. Hey, Rowena, love awesome sauce days. I'll be making tomato crack after the show. Yay! For those of you that don't know what tomato crack is, this is a recipe I have. It's a great way to use up if you have an abundance of tomatoes and you can't eat enough tomato sandwiches. The recipe is in the group. And if you don't know what the group is, it's on Facebook. It's called Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. And I run this with Jen Joy and Kina Tonarud. It's a great place. And so under our guide section, we have a recipes section. There isn't a whole lot on there, but my recipe for tomato crack is on there. It's basically slow roasted tomatoes with olive oil and any herbs you want. I like to do basil. I just made my first batch, as a matter of fact, just yesterday. I'm also making a video, probably will have it ready next week, for my sauce, which is essentially just tomatoes. I put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the pot and I slow simmer it all day long. I'm a big fan of low and slow for roasting and simmering. It really brings out the flavor of the tomatoes. And then I pulverize it with a good Vitamix immersion hand blender, skins and all, seeds and all. Although a lot of times I'm just putting the meat in from when I've seeded for saving seeds for you guys. And it turns into this thick, delectable sauce. I put something in the group yesterday showing my jars, and Rob said we should call it we were going to call it "Shoot It Into My Veins" tomato sauce. And then I'm like, wait a minute, it's got to be called Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce. So that's what it's called. But I will put a recipe in the group soon. Glad you're going to make the tomato cracker, Owena. Who else do we have here? Mayor from Afar is here. Hello, hello. And Terry's here. Hi, Terry. Oh, look who's here. Jen's here. Jen usually comes in quite late. Happy to be here today and on time. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good day off. Hi, Amy. Nice to see you, my friend. And thank you again for what you gave me yesterday, along with your grow out seeds. For those of you in the Spanish grow out, Amy sent in not only she sent in the one she signed up for, but then I think two more Spanish varieties. So for those of you in the Spanish grow out, you're in for a treat. Thank you, Amy, and for the extras too. She also sent in things for future prizes. Speaking of prizes, today, generously donated prizes from Nikki Frenette. Let me pull up. She's giving away 4 prize packages. If you haven't been here before, the way to win is just put in the comments, #tomato. You only need to do it once. And at the end of the episode, I'll be drawing 4 names. Let me show you what Nikki has donated. These amazing prize packages. This first one, she calls the Breeder's Package. Green Gabbana Orange, L110 K5484, Marcia's Starfighter Heart, One Trick Pony, Visherni Almaty Rizavi, Chocolate Henry, that's a really good one from Sophia, Cinnamon Girl, Copper Olive, Dixie Wine, and Gahai, that's from Phil Seneca. Then the next one she calls Containers, and this is Delta Diver Green, Delta Diver Red, Paradise Candles, Stoneflower, Sweet Eva, Alkufa, Birdie One, Broody Hen, Carrot Mini, and can't see the last one, Jewel Beetle. That's a good, nice green micro. Green when ripe. The next one is Canadian, and those are Canadian Dwarf, Cinnamon Girl, Cowboy, Forme de Coir, Iberville, Minuet de Montreal, Morden Yellow, Paul Bunyan, and Sophie's Choice. And the final one is, she calls it Mixed. Amarillo Armadillo, Berkeley Tie-Dye Green, Forme de Coir, Furry Bumblebee, Lady Madonna, Flaming Burst, Night Saransk Starry, Rio, Strelka Arrow, and Tater of Mongolistan. So great prizes, very, very generous. Nikki, I don't know if you're watching, but thank you so much for donating these. I'll do a drawing at the end of the episode. So make sure you type in #tomato. Next week is the first Thursday of the month, so I'll be back with Inspired Garden Life, who makes all the shirts I wear. They offer the prizes for the first Friday of the month. And they give away a couple t-shirts and some gift cards, so make sure you tune in. The shirt I'm wearing today, I'm not sure if I've even worn it here before. It's a tomato with a little creature there, frenemies. Looks like a chipmunk, which is very appropriate for me because I have a chipmunk. Now I pretend it's just this one chipmunk. I'm sure it's many chipmunks, but I call my one little chipmunk Microberry Jerry because last year he loved Lucas Wallman's variety Microberry. This year I'm growing Micro Wine. And Microberry Jerry likes micro wine also. Next week, I'm actually featuring 3 of Lucas's varieties, Nebulous Sugar Shock, Pear of Pleasure, and Bag Saddle. Good one. So make sure you tune in next week. So yeah, that's my so I'm having lots of pest problems lately, and not just Microberry Jerry. I've got tomatoes, and it happens every year. It's like you can tell when the season's starting to change because it's like clockwork. I get the fruit worms and the stink bugs. So I find a lot of tomatoes. This is a suffer well. Damn them. Thankfully, there's a few more suffer wells. The production isn't great on suffer well, but I was telling Bill Yoder earlier, I would still grow it only for 1 tomato because it's that good. And I'm actually going to taste my first one of the year with you guys today. I can't wait. But anyway, a lot of my tomatoes look like this. And I've got some great big ones with holes and stuff everywhere. I don't use any spray or anything. Just a personal choice. But yeah, I don't know if you guys are having those problems. Frenemies, although the bugs are not my friends at all. Microberry Jerry is my friend, but not the bugs. Not the bugs. Who else we have here? Annette's here. Hi, Annette. And Elizabeth, thanks for being here. And Mary. And Chantel, who's my enabler. I always say I need to save the other half for Rob, and she's like, eat it, eat it. You're my enabler, Chantel. Hi, Kim. Thanks for being here, my friend. And Deborah from Australia. Good morning. And Pretty here from Grow, Cook, Eat, Repeat is here. Tara Dove. Oh, we've got the gang all here. Nice to see you all. Hey, Natalia. And Sherva. And Heidi. I think we missed you last week, Heidi. Nice to see you, my friend. Tiffany's here. And Sashka's here. Noire is here. Wow. Everybody's here today. Hi, Anne. Thanks for being here. Oh, look at this. Dana Lucia. Not the first time watching, but the first time commenting. Hello from Romania. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for being here. It's really nice to have you. Gosh, yeah, I love that we get people from all over the world. So yeah, thank you for being here. It's really nice to meet you. Thanks for putting a comment in. Hi, Nicole. Oh, what? Pumpkin spice is everything. I know. When I drank, and I don't drink anymore, I haven't drank in over 12 years, but I used to like a pumpkin spice beer, like a Sam Adams, I think. But pumpkin spice stuff, I don't dislike the spice and all that. I think it just reminds me of fall. And like I said a couple minutes ago, I want eternal summer. Summer's my jam. There's a funny story in the group about 2 weeks ago, I guess. I made a salsa using only Tupelo honey tomatoes. If you've seen my pictures, Jen's pictures, Amy had some good pictures, I think, of Tupelo honey. The inside looks like a rare steak. It's just breathtaking. So I'm like, oh, I'll make a really colorful salsa using only that. And then I had some fresh peaches from my friend's peach tree. So I mixed that all in. So I was saying I put a post with the pictures of it in the group. And I also put in a jalapeno that Jen gave me a plant for called pumpkin spice. And somebody misread it. I said pumpkin spice jalapeno, but I think she missed that it was a jalapeno type. She thought I put in like pumpkin spice in the salsa, and she said, that sounds interesting. Now, I don't know if she said it like, no, that sounds interesting, or really, that sounds interesting, but I corrected her because to me, it did not sound interesting. It sounded, no, that's interesting. So no pumpkin spice in my salsa. So I don't mean to dump on your pumpkin spice. I just like summer too much. And I think it's too early for pumpkin spice. Wait till the kids, I guess kids are back in school. I guess you can have your pumpkin spice, Chantel. Kenneth, it's 84 in Texas. Wow, that must feel like a wave of cold to you, Kenneth. Nice to see you. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Hello, Dana. Welcome to the Greatest Live Tomato Show. Thank you. That makes me feel good. Hi, Claudia. And here's my buddy Keena. Hey, Keena. Oh, I'm glad you love the show, Dana. That's nice to know. Who else we have? Nicole Smith Gardening is here. And Janet is here. Hi, Janet. And Kim from Scotland is here. Hi, Kim. Lots of tomato. If you're just joining in, make sure you type in hashtag tomato. Nikki Frenette has 4 amazing, awesome sauce seed prizes, which I'll give away at the end of the episode. Natalia, I really want to win a prize today. Tomorrow's my birthday, and I'm more depressed than happy about it. Need some tomato pick-me-up. Oh, Natalia. Well, happy early birthday. Let's all give her a shout-out for a happy birthday and get her out of this depression about her birthday. Hi, Jerry. Thanks for being here. Jamie's here. I'm running errands, getting things for my sister-in-law's birthday, so I'll be listening and not chatting much. Well, I'm just glad you're here, Jamie. Who else do we have? Just skipping over to get people we haven't gotten yet. Hi, Dancing Vita. Thanks for being here. Is that everybody? I'm hearing some noises outside. Probably Amazon. Hey, David Corey with Crop. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Michael. Oh, Michael, our producer, catching a live for the first time in a while. You've been a busy boy, have you not? Somebody was asking in one of the chats the other day about... Oh, Rob's home. At 4:20? We are going away for the weekend, leaving tomorrow to spend the weekend with my parents. Huh. Thought I was going to have to catch a robber or something. Anyway, Michael, we've missed you. But somebody was asking about growing in hydroponics, and they wanted your YouTube channel to check out more of your videos. And I said, to my knowledge, you don't have one, but you should have one. Oh, no Christmas decorations. No, 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 no. I highly defy that. Look who's here. Kirsten's here. Kirsten's a moderator of my other group, Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain. Hey, my friend. Thanks for being here. That's a nice surprise. Okay. So a few other announcements before I go on. Tomato Talk Live. Jen, I haven't even had a chance to tell you this yet. It happened yesterday, but Tomato Talk Live is next Friday. And it was supposed to be Bill Yoder, but he needs to switch it to October. So next week will likely be just Jen and I. So that's next Friday, what would that be? September 5th will be Jen and I. And then October 3rd will be Bill Yoder. So make sure you mark that on your calendars. We're less now than a month away from our Carlisle tomato tasting and seed swap in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. This is halfway between Jen and I. She's in West Virginia. I'm in New Jersey. It's exactly halfway. And we've done a couple plant swaps this past May and the May before. And Sherman and the rest of the Carlisle crew from May said, let's do a tomato tasting. So next year, I think we should do it a little bit earlier. I will have tomatoes, but not some of the things I'm really excited about. They'll be done by then. But that's okay. We bring seeds too. I'll have lots and lots of seeds. So some of my favorites of the year, those of you that come to that will be able to get those. And I give them away in the group too. I know not everybody can make it. A couple of you have asked about hotels and things like that, you can private message me. Or email me. Let me put up my email address. A couple of the Carlisle people had recommendations for hotels when they stayed last time. It's not far from Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania, if you would like to make a weekend out of it. And Jen and I will be doing a live broadcast from there. So hope you can make it. We had such fun in May. And I know Ken from Forgotten Heirlooms is going to be there. Tim and Darylyn from Inspire Garden Life are going to take the trip, or make the trip rather. And I feel like I've heard of so many people that are going to attend. So make sure it's Friday, September 26th at the main pavilion. The pavilion, the cost, I was asking for donations to help offset the cost of the pavilion, but that has been donated by Anthony Smith. So we thank you, Anthony. He can't even make it. But I said this last week too, and I just want to make sure he gets the thanks he deserves. He wanted to donate even though he couldn't make it. So thank you, Anthony. Much appreciated. Our Micropalooza in the group, I put up an announcement, I think last week. Micropalooza is really just anybody that wants to participate. We grow micro dwarfs inside. And then each week I put up a post where we can share photos of our progress. And we do it all winter long. Some weeks I forget, honestly, but we do it all winter long. It's just a fun way to enjoy tomatoes in the off season. Now, for some of you like Deborah, it's not going to be the off season. It'll be your season, and Justin, it'll be your season together. But there's no need to send in seeds at the end. It's really just for fun. So the only rule really is that you don't start the seeds until October 1st. So you have a month, a little over a month, to collect seeds. We've got Micro Dwarf Monday in the group where you can seek up to 5 varieties of micro dwarfs. Basically, we're saying anything, it's a micro or mini dwarf, anything under 24 inches. But yeah, no starting early. You can start October 1st or later, just not before. So it's a lot of fun. This will be our 3rd annual one already. So super excited for that. Not really ready to start thinking about micros, although I have a couple of my crosses growing inside. But just we wanted to give you guys, last year we started September 1st, but this year I didn't get on the ball enough. And I know Kina said she wouldn't be ready to start either. So I'm like, let's push it off until October. The first year we did November, and we decided that was a little bit too late if we wanted tomatoes in like January. So we'll do October. Anybody has any questions, you can private message me or email me. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Make sure you put in hashtag tomato. Hey, Raminta. Nice to see you. Hashtag Carlisle Countdown. You know it. I know you don't have time, Michael, for a YouTube channel. You're very good at it, though, I have to say. Okay. I've had such a great couple of weeks with tasting tomatoes. Rob and I have really enjoyed a couple of them. I know a couple episodes ago, I was talking about things we've rated 8 and above. And honestly, we don't get a lot. We don't get as many as you would think. 8 for us is really, really good. 9, I would say, is excellent or outstanding. Most of what we taste is a 6 or a 7, which is still, 7's still really good. 6 is pretty good. 5 is just kind of no taste. In fact, there's one I'm retasting today that had no taste, so I'm hoping it has taste today. And then under 5 is just not good at all. Yeah, I have the first one I'm going to talk about is a variety we tasted a week or so ago. And it's a Spanish variety. It's a Spanish pink called Abanas. And this is an outstanding tomato. Look how big they are. And beautiful and ugly. Show you the backs. And it's amazing. Was not expecting it. Look, the brick score was a 6.8, as you can see in that picture, which is very high for a beefsteak. My friend Gigi Reyes gave me seeds for this. This variety wins all kinds of tasting contests in Spain. Here's some of our tasting notes. We gave it an 8.5 out of 10, which is pretty rare. Very flavorful pink, deep tomato flavor, heavy on both sweet and tangy, rich, intense flavor that lingers on the palate. Delicious. But let me tell you a little bit more information about it. It was voted best tomato from Cantabria in the competition of the National Fair of the Ancient Tomato of Bezana in 2021. It wins taste tests every year. You can Google Abanas and you will find that it won 2021, 2022. It's well known by tomato chefs and connoisseurs. They love this tomato. says, don't be fooled by its appearance. It's a giant pink variety with an ugly, flat appearance, but it is a delight to try. Very fleshy and with few seeds. It is pale pink in color, aromatic, and has a balanced flavor. It can produce fruit that weigh more than a kilo. Looks like the one I've got in the picture there. It's a little less than 1 pound, but which it's like almost 14 ounces. It's pretty big. As you can see, they're a very nice size. And I got a number of them. That's kind of a funny underside. Here's a better one. It was so good. And then there's a place called the Asociación Semientes Infinitas. They're the people that bred a variety I'm growing thanks to Gigi called Verde Rojo de Sierrapando. I keep talking about it. I have one that it's on my counter. It's going to be fully ripe within the next couple days. I really wanted to taste it with you guys today, but it's still a little too early. But it is a cross between Verde de las Landas and English Rose. So I'm so excited to taste it. They say the Spanish ancestral variety, this is now back to Abanas, original to Abanas, a municipality of the Val of St. Vicente in Cantabria, which lies 180 meters above sea level. The variety has been cultivated for almost 100 years by the family Gonzalez Ruiz, being transmitted from generation to generation from his grandparents Ernestina and Carlos, passing from Carlos to Diego Gonzalez Ruiz, who is the current custodian of this variety. Sometimes the translations, you have to kind of figure out what they're trying to say. The seeds that they sell have been grown for half a century. The seeds that arrived to him have been grown for half a century. He has maintained his tradition by growing in the same vegetable garden of Abanas. It's highly valued by chefs and restaurateurs for its unique flavor. The tomato is ugly but tasty. Historically, it was refused to be sold commercially because of its ugly appearance, but now it is highly valued. Has anybody else grown Abanas? Kina says, all the pinks I've grown this year have been good, totally surprising. Yeah, I'm growing some really good pinks too. I did want to go heavy on the pinks this year. I've had some good ones. This one's, to me, this one was a step above some other pinks. Let's cut into one. I have like a whole tray of things here that I want to taste and share with you all, but I probably won't do all of them just for time's sake. I am just very ambitious, grabbing things off the counter. I need to talk about this. I need to talk about this. Look at this. Hang on. Better put a bowl under it. Isn't that gorgeous? That color, deep pink. It's heavenly. It's absolutely heavenly. So much flavor. I can totally see why it wins taste tests. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. I grew Rosa de Leano. I know Jen really loves it. I thought it was good, but just kind of okay. This is next level. Delicious. All right, I'm not going to eat anymore so I can save seeds. But Robin, I really enjoyed that. We gave it an 8.5. Oh, I already said 8.5 out of 10. So that's Abanas. Anybody else growing it? I know Gigi was growing it. Yeah, Kina, you will love this. I highly recommend it. I'll be growing it again next year for sure. Hi, Haley. Nice to see you. I'm all about the tang, my favorite tomato characteristic. Me too. I'd rather have tang than sweet, although I like tang with sweet. Not super sweet, but some sweet. We've had a few, now I can't remember which ones, that were just all tang, and they're okay. I'd rather have all tang than all sweet. I don't know if that's making sense. I like a good marriage of both. So when I'm rating something, I'm rating for me on what I like in a tomato, which is tang and sweet. I'm going to be really full after this episode. I'm making a mess already. So that's Abanas. Okay. This variety, I don't know how long you guys have been watching me or been friends with me. Shouldn't be a real surprise. It's called Bananas Noire. It's mine and Rob. We stabilized this variety. It was an accidental cross in our garden years ago from the variety Ananas Noire, which translates to black pineapple, and an unknown cherry. So it basically looks like small Ananas Noire, as you can see from the picture, but the taste is much sweeter. It's very, very sweet with a little bit of tang. And I haven't tasted any yet this year, but I'm going to with you today. Rowena, you're here. So last year I grew one Bananas Noire. The plant is a monster. It's very disease resistant, very prolific. It is late season. So I'm just starting to get them now. But last year I grew one in a pot and I was getting smaller fruits. So I'm like, maybe it's a cherry variant. Plant in the raised bed. These are kind of bigger than usual. So here's the difference. The thing is, I was a dummy and I put the cherry in a grow bag again. And everything I put in grow bags, the fruits are smaller anyway. It's not growing. Rowena, you'll have to let me know what it's doing for you. I gave Rowena seeds for Banana Smart Cherry. I really should have put it in the ground to see if it exhibited cherry characteristics. It's not growing in clusters like a particular cherry. So my guess, I need the hair out of my face for all this tasting. My guess is they're just small because they're in the grow bag. But Rowena, you have to let me know if you're getting any yet and what they look like. Oh, okay. I thought one of mine might be cherry size, but now I don't think so. So this one looks full. I'm going to eat this small one because I think while this is soft on top, usually it gets a little bit of a pink on the bottom when they're ripe. So I'm going to taste my first Bananas Noire with you guys. So cute. Let's see. I grow it every year, and not just because it's our tomato. I have to test the bricks on this. It's so sweet. .5. I know Heidi Dolan grew it last year, and she got a 10, I think. So good. If you've grown it, let me know. I know Rowena really loves it. I'm excited for these larger ones, though. Getting a bunch of those. I see it's starting to turn a little pink on the bottom. So that's Bananas Noire, one of my favorites. It's resistant as heck. Stood between two plants with late blight 2 years ago and wasn't bothered at all. I know the bees really did a great job with the cross because for some reason it's super late every year, but it's resistant to disease, which I need in my garden this time of year. Oh, pretty. I'm going to have my first Banana Noire tonight. Yay, I hope you enjoy them. Heidi, I got one a little bigger than cherry size and one that was like 2 combined, but the taste was really, really good. I'm glad you thought so, Heidi. Oh, you're tasting it with me? Sweet, no tang, and so beautiful. Oh, that's cool. Glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, that one's definitely heavy on the sweet. All right, what do we have next? Okay, this is a variety that I was given. It's Japanese, from Japan and Spain. So let me explain. It's a variety called Amela. And it normally is a hybrid. There's actually a Facebook group devoted to, here's the Facebook, it's just called Amela, and it's devoted to people growing out from the hybrid version. I was given seeds for this from my friend Marco from Germany. He's the same guy that gave me Misora, that other Japanese variety that I've been doing cartwheels for. It was one of the first I tasted with you guys this year, I think, and it's unbelievable. So Amela is along the same lines. They call it more like a fruit than a tomato. It's super sweet. You can buy the tomatoes in the stores or specialty stores, I guess, and they're very expensive. You can see them in the box there. So mine apparently is not a hybrid. I asked Marco about it again today. I'm like, how can it not be a hybrid when it's a hybrid tomato? And he said he has a friend that's part of the company that grows Amela in Spain for the European market. And he told me that through some contacts, he got a non-hybrid version of Amela. And he said it's always been stable for him. So that Facebook group that grows Amela, I was looking around today, and people are growing out like F2s, F3s. Some are getting beefsteaks. Some are getting like bullet cherries. Mine looks just like the F1. It's this size, which is what they normally look like. So it appears I have an open pollinated version. Here it is, right? Oops, I don't want to lose track here. This is it next to Misora. Let me pull this up on my own. Okay. This is Amela, and this is Misora. They look very, very similar. The Misoras usually have a little bit of a point there. So I have not tasted this yet. Oh, Kim, that's nice to hear. I will regrow things if I can remember their taste the following year. There aren't many of them. Bananas Noire made it onto that list. Oh, that's great. Bananas Noire lasted the longest in my hot Texas garden before succumbing to the heat. I'll grow it every year. Aw, yay. Natalia says it looks like a meat tomato. Funny enough, it looks like a meat tomato too. Like I wouldn't have bred anything better. Need more fruit on my Bananas Noire. How are you growing it? Because it's usually pretty prolific. What are you growing it in? Nicole, ooh, super sweet. Amela sounds fun. I'm searching for a super sweet tomato for my bestie. She doesn't like tomatoes, but would possibly tolerate a super sweet. Well, I will tell you right now before I taste Amela, Misora, this Japanese one, and we can do a trade at the end of the season. Super sweet, tastes like fruit. And I think Amela is going to be the same. Let me tell you a little bit about it. The company called La Palma from Spain, they say on their website it was born in 1996 in Japan, where today is a tomato of great prestige and the market leader in tomatoes with a high Brix rating. Thanks to the cultivation method used, Amela has been able to reach degrees of sweetness higher than that of the common tomato. Amela means sweet in the Japanese dialect, spoken in the city of Shizuoka. In the cultivation of Amela, the size of the crop is sacrificed in favor of taste and excellence. I'm finding that to be true on my plant also. I've got maybe 15 fruits all around this size or smaller. But again, I have it in a grow bag. So if I really like it next year, I will put it in ground. I've got Misora in a grow bag too, and I'm saving as many seeds as possible. Let me see if there's more information on it. There's a website called Japan Today said, no, I didn't cook it. No, I didn't cut it. I ate it like an apple. And believe me, it was the juiciest and sweetest tomato I have ever tasted in my life. The texture feels something like a mix between a juicy peach and a crunchy orange. One bite into the tomato and a wave of sweetness bursts into your mouth with a perfect balance of flavorful sourness. So I'm kind of nervous. I want to like it. Let's do it. Got a couple more ripening upstairs too. Oh, gosh, it looks just like Missouri, or very similar. That's beautiful. Get a Brix reading on it. .8. Hang on, I got to take a picture of that. So I don't forget. So it's going to be good, I think. Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel. The flavor. It's super, super tangy and very, very sweet. Wow, that is a lot of flavor. I'm like puckering, but in the best way possible. Holy moly. It is very, very tangy, but obviously very, very sweet too. That's really good. Really, really good. Gosh, I wonder how it compares to Missouri. Do I do a taste off? Missouri's sweeter, I think. Yeah, the Brix on Missouri was a 9.4. Or, oh, I think this graphic's old. My last one went up to a 9.4. This one says 9.2. This definitely has more pucker involved, but so good. I mean, that would be a 9 out of 10 every day of the week for sure. Kina says do a taste off. Okay. Let me get rid of the seeds here. Okay, so let me show you the difference in the inside. They're very similar. This is Amela. This is Missouri. It's a little more pink. Amela is a little bit more pink, but really super similar. Okay. Honestly, they're very similar. Missouri is a little bit sweeter, but also has that pucker. But they're super similar. Both delicious. I think I like Missouri a little bit better, but it would be being super nitpicky. I love Amela too. That's a real find. I'll be growing both of those again next year. I'm going to save seeds from this. I can't believe how similar they are. This guy Marco, he knows my tastes, that's for sure. Marco, if you're watching, thank you. And I am saving seeds from Missouri. I'll be saving seeds from Amela. Also, I'm getting less from that plant because I've kind of abused it, but boy, they taste like fruit. They taste like kind of like a plum or something like that. Amela has more tartness, but obviously, what was the Brix? It was an 8.8, pretty high. That's very, very sweet. Tastes like mackerels? I said holy mackerel. Grab Rob for the taste off. I don't know why he's home. He must be upstairs in a meeting or something. He never comes home this early. I wonder if they're from similar crosses. Yeah, I don't know. The company that puts them out is different, but they are both from Japan. Okay, I'm ordering Missouri for me and my bestie. Might be hard for you to find it I know there's one site, I believe in, somebody help me out, is it Germany that sells it? I'm also saving a lot of seeds, Nicole. Honestly, I think you should grow both. I'm going to be growing both next year. They're both so, so good. All right. What's next? Here's another one I'm tasting for the first time this year. Grew this for the first time last year. It's from Bill Yoder's Depeche Mode line. It's called Suffer Well. It's a cross between two of my all-time favorite tomatoes, Berkeley Pink Tie-Dye and Cherokee Purple, but the potato leaf version. This is a potato leaf plant. I know many of you have been growing this year. Production isn't the greatest, but it's just about the most delicious tomato I've ever had in my life. I'm tasting like I just tasted two of the best tomatoes I've had in my entire life. Now this one, the bugs are starting to get to it a little bit, but I've got a beautiful specimen right here. I've been picking them a little bit early because I don't want to mess with Suffer Well. I know poor Kina was saying she only got one and it was so cat-faced she couldn't give it a good taste test. Yeah, I think the site is called Garten Rot, like Garten with a T, Gartenrot. But they don't, that's right, Heidi's right, they don't ship to the United States. If you can grab a friend or just hit me up at the end of the season. I'm going to be giving away 3 seeds to people that want it just so I can get it to more people. But isn't Suffer Well beautiful? So pretty. I've got some upstairs, like this one is showing a little bit more of the striping. This isn't fully ripe yet. Thanks, those little jerks. But I can't wait to taste it. This tied with Malachite Box for my favorite tomato of all time last year. Now Malachite Box has been beaten by Malapine, so let's see what it looks like inside. Oh, gorgeous. Give it a taste. So, so good. My mouth, I feel like I need a palate cleanser. My mouth is still like singing from those last tomatoes that I can still almost taste it on my palate. You know, let me get some water. That's a good idea. Okay. Here's what I wrote about it last year. Simply one of the best tomatoes I've ever had in my entire life. Checked all the boxes in flavor. Intense tomato flavor with a bit of sweetness and a complex tanginess similar to Berkeley Pink Tie-Dye. What a tomato this is. An instant favorite for sure. Grew it in a 10-gallon grow bag. This year I grew it in a raised bed. Potato leaf, very productive. This year wasn't all that productive for me. And then it's from his Depeche Mode line, Suffer Well as a song. Let's give it another taste. It's so, you guys who've grown it, you know what I'm talking about. There was somebody in the group the other day that said she didn't care for it. But I haven't met many people that don't love this tomato. This is extraordinary. I don't even know what else to say other than it totally checks all the boxes for me. I've missed this taste. This is why I don't want fall to come, because of a tomato like this or the ones I just taste, the Abanas and Missouri and Amela. This is as good as it gets. And I tell myself that every year as I get older, I'm growing, more new things. So I'm eventually going to get it down to only growing the things I love. I doubt that will ever happen because there's always new things that come up. I'm working on my own crosses, so that's going to take up a lot of my garden next year. But I really do try to narrow it down and regrow. I regrew a lot this year. Suffer Wells, one of them, his Bill Yoder's Shake the Disease is another. Bacon lettuce in this that plant has been pathetic for me this year. I've only got like 3-4 tomatoes. 2 of them are like eaten by the stink bug thing, so I'll have one that I can taste, but it was much more productive for me last year. But again, it was delicious for me last year, so I'm hoping it will be again this year. Jarson 1 tricolor regrew. Captain Lucky, which I also had pathetic production from this year too, but I love that tomato. And Suffer Well is going to be a forever tomato for me. I also regrew Suffer Well, even if I didn't love it so much. I gave out so many seeds last year that I'm down to hardly any, and I saved a lot of seeds, so I'm going to stop eating it and save seeds. But well done, Bill Yoder. Excellent tomato. Happy to taste it for the first time this season with you guys. Okay, what do we have next? Oh, that's right. I knew what I was going to do. I was going to do a taste off with Suffer Well and my new favorite Malapine. Then there's also, and I've talked about this just about every week since I first tasted Malapine. Malachite Box was my tied for favorite with Suffer Well, and it's been a favorite for years. Then Marco, the one that gave me seeds from Missouri and Amela, told me about this green variety called Verde de las Landas, and I know many of you. Oh, look here, my Suffer Well buddies here. Did someone just say Suffer Well? It really is one of the best tomatoes. It is. It is. He agrees it's one of the best tomatoes too. Yeah, I just tasted my first one of the year, Alex. So Verde de las Landas, Marco told me it will be better than Malachite Box, and he was right. It was a little bit better than Malachite Box until I tasted Malapine. So these are 3 extraordinary green when ripe. Extraordinary. Malapine has a Brix of 7.6, Malachite 6.6, and it can differ by the day and the where you're growing it and all that. Verde de las Landas, I didn't take a picture. That's a Brix of 5.4. So let me show you what they look like. They look very similar. Hang on. Malapine, Verde de las Landas, Malachite Box. Very similar. Malapine, I'm getting some larger ones than this too, but they pretty much all look like this. So and production is much better on Malapine than on Malachite Box. Verde de las Landas is pretty good, but Malapine had great production. So should I taste them together? Pretty. I tasted my first Suffer Well last week. I couldn't stop eating it. I know. Heidi says, my Verde has 1 fruit on it. I told it to get with the program today. And your bacon lettuce in this finally has a tiny little tomato on it. I know. I knew it was late season last year, but I definitely had more production last year. And it's in mushroom compost and a raised bed. All right, I'm going to cut into Malapine. Isn't it glorious? There are no words. I'll cut into Verde. Verde de las Landas. Very, very good. I want to make sure I don't mix them up. It's very, very good. Oh, shoot. Gotta save the tops here. Okay, you're verde. I don't want to get them mixed up. And malachite box. It's malapine. That wins. I mean, we did do a taste test already, Rob and I, but I find myself in such disbelief about it that I wanted to do it again. Malapine. Tied with Suffer Well for the best tomato I've ever had. Yep, I ate my first malachite box. Green tomatoes are the sweetest, tastiest flavor bomb. Thank you, Lauren. I'm so glad you like it, Drew. I give away a lot of tomatoes, and to non-tomato heads, people that like homegrown tomatoes, but they aren't tomato heads like us, and they look at me a little funny because I grow so many green ones and then green tricolors. So some people just can't wrap their heads around the greens. And I get it. It seems like you're going to bite into an unripe tomato. But man, I feel like there's so much more flavor in the greens that once I wish they could just eat it with their eyes closed. All right, my babies, you come over here. I haven't grown Renegade, but I know it's got malachite box in the cross, along with a disease resistant. It's supposed to be a little more disease resistant, apparently. The malachite box. I know Malachite Jen has grown it. Your Mrs. Gorby grew out green? That's odd. Alex, I'm actually going to be tasting and showing Bliss. I have tasted it already, but I'm going to be tasting that if there's time. So Malapine and Suffer Well, those are number 1 and 1. Hard to choose between the two. Okay, here's another one that Rob and I tasted that's really amazing. We rated an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. It was that good. The Brix was a 4.7. It's a variety from Georgia, the country, not the state. We wrote delicious. The intense flavor hits you immediately, and the mouthfeel is so smooth and buttery. Sweet, deep, rich flavors, juicy, huge fruits on productive plants, outstanding. This variety, the seeds were given to me by Tim Schneidegers. He's the grandson of Carl Schneidegers of Carl's Emslandtraube cherry tomato. Some of you know that. I grew it last year. He said that this is a pink beefsteak with outstanding, rich, deep, and sweet taste profile is what he told me. And getting some really big tomatoes from it. This is my graphic. I made that after we tasted it. Beautiful tomato. And it was delicious. I'm not going to taste this today only because I think it's no, maybe I can taste it today. There's more on the plant. I'll taste it. I'll cut it open. Got to wipe my seeds off so we don't get that mixed up. Oh man, look at the inside. That's a gorgeous pink, huh? Mmm. Delicious. Did I say the name of it? Familial de Kaketi. It really is smooth and buttery. It's another great pink. Look at all the seeds and goo in that thing. Gonna taste it with the Abanas. I'm doing these taste offs. Abanas is a little better, but they're both fantastic. Really, really good. You're right, Keena. It's the year of some really good pinks. Okay. I'm going to have quite a mess to clean up at the end of this. How are we doing on time? All right. Hey, Anthony. Glad you're here. James, interested in greens, just afraid you wouldn't know when ripe until it splits. You would. A lot of them, like if you looked at I don't have any unripe ones here, but if you look at the color, they'll go from like a bright green. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them will turn this amber color because they've got yellow skin. So when they're ripe, they turn that. Not all of them. Bill Yoder's Hold Back the Rain has a clear epidermis, so that one doesn't turn. Sophia's Green Heart, same thing. That doesn't turn. But you would know because the finish goes from matte to glossy. Glossy to matte, sorry. And just squeezing them, you would know. Once you've grown them and you squeeze a little bit. I'm also growing a cherry that is hard to know. Phil Seneca's, what is it? Amazing Grapes. That need to squeeze those too. But I highly recommend you try a green, not all greens, but if you can get your hands on any of the three or all three that I just showcased, you won't be sorry. Malachite box is pretty easy to find. In the group, there are many people growing Verde de las Landas this year. Malapine, I'm going to be giving out seeds to anybody interested. That one's more difficult to find. I've only seen it at one place in Russia right now. Yep, people are giving bright green to amber tint. Yeah, a lot of them do. Not all, but a lot of them do. All right, what's next? That's Familial de Kaketi. Bliss, here we go. Alex was just talking about this. We only tasted our first one the other night. This is one gorgeous tomato. As you can see from my graphic, you can look at the underside. They're all different. There are so many colors in this thing. One of them, or two of them there, you can see has more red on the bottom. Just, let me get bigger here. Just look at this thing. So for any of you that know me, you know I am not a fan of the black stuff. It's called anthocyanin. Not a fan. I feel like it's got a very funky taste that can ruin the taste of a tomato. For me, a lot of people love it. We tasted Bliss the other night, and it does have a little bit of an antho taste, but oddly enough, and Rob mentioned this, he said, first of all, it's so very slight where I don't feel it overpowers the tomato. But he said it actually blends in. The flavors are so complex in this tomato. Anybody else taste it? Keen, I think we mentioned it, but I forget if you said you've tasted it yet. Wow, tons of antho, yes. But you know I hate antho, Teresa, and I've tasted now 2 tomatoes of this. It's so slight, and actually, in a weird way, adds to the tomato if it was overpowering. Even the top part, I knew the bottom would have less antho flavor, but even the top, it was the same thing. Let me show you what it looks like inside. I have had a number of things with antho this year that I haven't really had any antho spitters, but a lot of Sophia's varieties have antho on it. Emerald Comet Sophia, Fiery Turban. I wasn't really a big fan of those, but ooh, So beautiful. Let me cut it the other way too. Isn't that gorgeous? It's really sweet and fruity. What was the Brix on this? No, I didn't write it down there. Brix was a 4.2. We gave it an 8 out of 10. It's very juicy, very juicy. I'm not even tasting antho in this piece here. We wrote, there's a slight antho flavor, but oddly enough, it adds to the overwhelming complexity of the flavors. Bill Yoder, this is one he had told me it was a must grow. I grow a lot of stuff he recommends. Sophia says it is her favorite and my pride. I feel like she says favorite about all of them, though. It is a simply gorgeous tomato, and production's really coming through. It was a little bit late to ripen, but I'm getting a ton of them. Lisa, you too. It does have antho on top, but I couldn't taste it. Yeah, I could taste it just a little bit, but not enough where it bothers me. Denise says, wow, that green goo is almost neon. It really is just a beautiful tomato, all those colors. So Bliss is a good name for it. Ooh, this is quite a mess here on my desk. Seeds and juice everywhere. Paul, preferring Bliss Streak to Bliss, but both have been very productive in the greenhouse this season. That's good to hear. Bliss Streak is an F1 hybrid. It's a variant of Bliss that Tomato Eden was selling this year. And that looks nice too. I've seen pictures of it. It looks really good. Hey, Linda. Didn't get Bliss this year. Yum, looks delicious. It is. It really is. If you're joining late, make sure you type in #tomato. We've got 4 great seed packages offered from Nikki Frenette. Thank you, Nikki. And there's a lot of seed packages in those 4 packages, so make sure you get your name in. So that's Bliss. Okay, this is the one I mentioned a little while ago. Rob and I tasted it the other night, and I kid you not, it had 0 flavor. Not bad flavor, not good flavor, 0 flavor. So I wanted to taste it again. This is a variety that actually Tim, what's on my, I have tomatoes on my eyebrows? Yes, I do, or something. Tim Schneiderger's again. He said it's the best red he's ever had. Tomato Faifu says it's a rare variety originating from Hungary. Red fruit from 300 to 600 grams. Thick and juicy beef, small cells containing very few seeds, sweet flavor and exceptional aromas, great plant with great development, regular foliage, indeterminate, regular production from mid-season. For us, it was a little bit of a late season. Where is it? Oh, this is a small one. Our first one we got was more of a flattened beef steak, but the rest of them all look similar to what you see in the picture there. There's bigger ones upstairs, but I figured I would taste a small one. So let's see. I'm hoping that was just a fluke, that it had no flavor. The plant is nice and healthy. Right, here's the interior. No flavor. None. Like none. Weird. Lots of foliage on the plant. It hasn't succumbed to disease or anything. I'd have to give it a 5 because it's not good or bad. It's not a spitter. The juiciness, it's juicier than what you can get in a grocery store, but otherwise I just don't taste anything. Good night, Keena. Good night, my friend. Thanks for tuning in. You're leaving on a bad note. That's a shame. But maybe, things differ with climate and stuff. I don't think Tim would have said it was his favorite red if his had no flavor. But for me, Graf Pattani has no flavor. So now we know. The first one wasn't a fluke. Wah, wah. All right, this one's a good one. Another one of Sophia's called Magic Rainbow. I got the F5 seeds, so mine are now the F6. This is a beauty and very productive. Here we go. Magic Rainbow. As you can see from the photos, it's beautiful. What was the brick? 6.2. Kind of high for a, well, it's not a beefsteak necessarily, but kind of high for a non-cherry. Sophia's varieties, kind of like Billy Yoder's, they're just like art. They're so pretty. Really enjoyed this. What did we say? It was love at first bite. Very juicy and sweet. Tastes like strawberries. Excellent. And then Sophia says, at the F5 stage, it showed good stability, but at the stage of stabilization, it can still split. Minor true to type. Mid-season, tricolor flesh, delicious. Let's cut it open. Oh, man. Look at that. Oh, hang on here. Your Magic Rainbow has got a strong antho taste. Interesting. Mine don't really have antho on them, and the ones in the pictures don't either. I wonder if you got a split or something, or maybe I got a split. Delicious. I'll have to check Sophia's pictures because I'm looking here at the pictures saying mine are true to type, but those are my pictures. I'll have to check Sophia's. Mine, I don't remember having antho on any of them, and I've gotten a lot. Very sweet, very juicy. I really like this. I no antho taste, but I wouldn't expect to with no antho on it. That's interesting, Alex. I'm going to have to look into that. Maybe I have a split and I didn't know it, but I really like them. If it had an antho taste, I wouldn't like them. Oh, yours don't have antho on them either, but it has that antho taste. Interesting. Usually I'm like, you know how a child can pick out broccoli if you hide it in any meal? That's how I am with antho. You can't hide it. I can taste it, but I'm not tasting any here. Yeah, nothing. Interesting. Okay. What's next? Such a pretty one too, isn't it? Magic Rainbow. Okay. I teased at the beginning of the episode, there's a tomato that knocked my socks off, and the plant gave me one tomato. So I don't have one here to show. Rob and I ate half, and I saved seeds from the other half. It's a new one from Bunny Hop Seeds called Alma's Century Pink. And you can see it's about as pink as you can get. Like there's pinks, like a deep pink. The interior on this was a light pink. Let me expand it so you can take a better look. It almost looks like it's underripe, but it's not. The Brix was a 6.9, so pretty high. We rated an 8.5 out of 10. Very tart and sweet. Beautiful light pink interior, intense flavor, a wow variety. Excellent. But it only produced one fruit. And Bill Yoder had told me he tried to grow it last year, and his kind of didn't do well either. He didn't get any fruit. So I want to try it again next year and not in a grow bag, but I just have to put that disclaimer in there that I didn't have good luck. I mean, I got this one tomato and I'm very grateful because what a tomato it was. Delicious. And Bill didn't get any. But maybe I'll try it in a bed. It is a dwarf too, by the way. I didn't mention that. It is a dwarf. It's bred by Timothy T. It's one of Ellie from Bunny Hop's friends. He is breeding a lot of the new stuff over at Bunny Hop Seeds. He's from the US. Anybody else grow this year? Right, we're still talking about Antho and the other one. Guess nobody else. I know when I did the unboxing for Bunny Hop Seeds, This was one of the ones I featured. Taste-wise, it's amazing. I wish I had another one to taste, to save seeds from and to show you guys, but I definitely want to try it again next year because the taste was outstanding. Really, really good. Okay, here's one I'm tasting for the first time with you guys today. This is, maybe, am I? Yes, I am. This is another dwarf. It's called Dwarf Brown number 9, otherwise known as Maths Brown number 9. It's from the United Kingdom. Pretty, right? This was a late addition to my garden. What do we know about it? Bounty Hunter Seeds is where I got my seeds. This is a rare dwarf variety. We got this from Mariana's Heirloom Seeds back in the day before they went out of business. It's a mid-season tomato plant with regular leaf foliage. This plant produces these brown tomatoes that have a weight between 2 to 5 ounces. It is very juicy. The plant grows only 3 feet tall, and that's what I have 2 plants growing. They're both around 3 feet tall, which means it can grow in a container. The flavor is a blend of sweet and acidic with a hint of smokiness. And then Croatian Seed Store says it's a recent creation of Math Bailey from the UK. So that's where Maths Brown comes in. Determinate with regularly foliaged, fleshy, tasty, very productive. Tomato 5 Food says beef meat with an excellent slightly spicy flavor. Little vigorous plant with compact development. It is very productive. I've got 2 ripe fruits now, but there's a lot more coming. So this is Dwarf Brown number 9, and it is brown. So let's take a look inside. I need like a multiple camera setup. Michael, I don't know if you're still here. I know we don't live in the same country, but I need a producer that can like set me all up with like cameras on the cutting board and all that. I'm just slumming it. There's the interior. Very beautiful. So let me do bricks. Oh, 7.6. Pretty high. Let me take a picture so I remember. Otherwise, I'll be bugging Kina. Kina, what was the bricks on that? All right, let's give it a taste. Boy, is this good. It's so sweet. The skin is a slight bit chewy, but the tomato itself is so good. Yeah, it's actually more than slightly chewy. The skin is quite chewy. But it's delicious. That is much better than I was expecting. See these seeds and goo in there? After the show, I'm going to be slurping that up. I just won't do it on the air. Well, I'll do this. Interesting. I was not expecting it to be this good. This is really, really good. I have to save the other half for Rob, Chantel. I would say this is an 8.5 easy. That's delicious. Anybody else grown this before? All right. Well, seeds are available at Bounty Hunter. Highly recommend. I need another bite. This is heavenly. If it wasn't for the skin, I'd probably give this a 9. I'll have to taste other later ones when they come in and see if the skin is that chewy. It's not always the variety. Sometimes it's the climate and all of that. Ugh. Don't watch me eat this. That's a winner. That's a total winner. How are we on time? Considering I had a lot I wanted to talk about, we're doing pretty well. Okay. Here's one of the ones I was really anticipating this year. It's called Harsh Melon of the Volga Germans. I know other of you. Yeah, Chantel, I knew I was going to hear from you. He won't mind, I promise. Thankfully, I have another one upstairs. Yeah, I may as well eat the whole thing, right? This is what I left for him. How appetizing. That is one freaking good tomato. Okay. Who else is growing harsh melon of Volga Germans? I know there's some of you out there. I'll tell you, I like brown tomatoes a lot. Yeah, this is a good one. And very productive and nice and compact. Harsh melon of the Volga Germans. This is a smaller one. I've gotten some really big ones from here. So beautiful, kind of like a butterscotch color. And quite tasty. Let's see, what did I rate this? The Brix is a 6.2, pretty high. We gave it an 8 out of 10. Buttery and luxurious, good blend of sweet and tangy, refreshing but deeply flavorful. Excellent, we wrote. I wrote. I take our thoughts and I write them. Croatian Seed Store says mid-season and determinate with regular foliage. Amazing rare family variety. It's not all that rare anymore. Tomato Eden, I know, sells it, and a lot of people are selling it now. Kept by a German family in the Volga colony. They are heart-shaped orange-brown color, weighing 200 to 400 grams. The flesh is dense, fleshy, and sweet. So you can see the beautiful colors of the interior. Aren't the names fun? They are. Pretty's growing harsh melon, but they are still green. Looks amazing. You grew this, Julia? What did you think? You're growing it too, Kim? Yeah, let me know what you guys thought. We really enjoyed it. So beautiful. Look at that coloring. Earlier ones were much better. Maybe I'm just tasting so many good ones. My palate's not cleansed, but yeah, this isn't the best one. It's okay. I wouldn't call this an 8 out of 10, so I'm going to have to go by my original review. Sometimes the very early tomatoes aren't the best, and then the later ones, and this is one of the later ones because my plant's almost done. Yeah, I would go by my original review, which is an 8 out of 10. 6.2 Brix. There's no way this one's a 6 out of 2 Brix, so it must be a funky tomato. But I really did enjoy Harsh Melon of the Volga Germans. Kim says the flavor on mine was pretty good. One of my earliest too. The texture's great, and the coloration's stunning. And Julia didn't enjoy it. I think the weather affected it adversely. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not enjoying this one either, but the earlier ones we did. It's much more fruity. So, but this one, I'm always really honest with you guys. This one, not a spitter by any stretch, but just kind of okay. Hey, Francis. Thought the boss would never leave. Better late than never. What did I miss? You missed a lot of good stuff. A lot of tasting. Another Japanese variety that's a must-have. Couple taste-offs. You missed a lot. You're going to want to watch it back. Okay, that's Harsh Melon of the Volga Germans. Sweet Truffle Heart. Boy, is this one prolific. And beautiful. I think I'm dripping with tomato juice and seeds. This is another Sophia variety. No surprise there. They're gorgeous. All around this size. The plant is like nonstop, not as much as I think the next one I'm talking about, but this is coming in hard and fast. We rated it a 7 out of 10. Bricks was a 4.5. Let's go back to the graphic. That sure is pretty, though, that interior, huh? Oops, not yet. We wrote buttery mouthfeel, yummy and sweet, melts in your mouth, insanely prolific and beautiful, skin a bit chewy. Let's see what this one is. Oh, look at this. Just look at it. Gorgeous. It's very sweet and juicy. What was the bricks? 4.5. I'd be surprised if this wasn't more. Not much tang to it. A little watery. Wow. Okay, I'm going to have to update. 8.1. That's pretty sweet. What a difference from a 4.5 to an 8.1. I better take a picture. I didn't think it was, I knew it was sweet. I didn't think it would be that sweet. Okay, good to know. I'll have to update. Yeah, I wish there was a little bit more tang to it. It's a little watery, very sweet. If you like really sweet, fruity tomatoes, you would love this. Production is great. I just wish it had a little more oomph to it. So I would stick 7 out of 10 is a good review. What a looker. I so love the colors, right? I mean, it's about as good as it gets, right? I love tomatoes that look like that. All right, sweet truffle heart. That's my kind of tomato. You like the stuff that's sweet without the tang? Hey, Evelina. I have so many fruits on sweet truffle heart. They haven't ripened yet, so I have something to look forward to. Yeah, mine's been just the past week and a half, I would say, and also same plant is loaded with them. Great production. It's a good tomato. Just for me, it's not great. But I like, for somebody like Teresa, if you like, pure, I can't believe the bricks on that. 8.1 is crazy. But yeah, I wish it had a little more tang to it. I've got tomatoes everywhere. I don't know how I'm going to get out of here when the show's over. I'm going to be stepping in tomatoes. Okay. So the next one, which I already gave you a sneak peek at, is another one of Sophia's. And production on this, it's got to be, other than a cherry, it's got to be my most productive of the year. It's called Maple Heart. This was one of my earliest, and it's still going. And not even just going a little bit. It's still going a lot. My counter is full of these. Let me get big so you can see it up close. They're beautiful. So pretty, right? Denise, I'll have to eat my way out of here. You're not kidding. Absolutely. I like sweet and fruity. I don't need a lot of tang. Then you would love that tomato. I would put that on your wish list. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. If you like juicy and sweet and fruity, that's your tomato. And I think Maple Heart was kind of the same for us. Oh, we rated this an 8 out of 10. Let me pull up the graphic again. Bricks is a 5.5. Very early and the best producer in the garden that is still going strong today. Sweet and refreshing, fruity and flavorful. This is a cross of Sophia's maple syrup, or syrup de, I forget the other name for it, but maple syrup in English, and Cardinal on straw. It's a cross between those two varieties. She says, showed excellent stability at her F6. Mine's an F7. Possibility for splitting still exists. Pulp is tricolor, tasty, sweet. Let's cut into it. I'm already making a mess. Why not make more of a mess, right? You know it's good when I'm smiling. There's another one. Beautiful. Yeah, I like this better. Another one, and Teresa, I think you would like this one too. It's not a lot of tang at all, but it's enough to make me happy. Let me test the bricks on this. This tastes pretty sweet too. What did I say the bricks was? 5.5. This says 4.6, which is interesting because it tastes pretty sweet. Look at that. Gorgeous. Tastes similar to sweet truffle heart, but I find this has more flavor for me. Both are very good. I would stick with an 8 out of 10 on this though, and a 7 for me. A 7 out of 10 on sweet truffle heart. Wow. I can actually, I thought I would have had to stop a long time ago because I'm talking about so many things. I've got 2 more to show or to talk about. One of them I don't even have here. I'm not growing it yet, but I just was given seeds from it and it sounds really cool. But the next one, they've been coming in for a while. It's called Chocolate Liqueur. And I need to take more pictures. It looks like perhaps that first picture, they were a bit underripe. It's got more darkness on the top. These are super productive. I'm not going to cut into this one. You can see what it looks like in the graphic there. We rated it a 7.5 out of 10. The bricks was a 4.8. I'm not going to cut into it only because I want to take a updated picture that was a bit earlier on. We wrote it was sweet and rich, but milder than a lot of purples. It was more fruity, actually fruitier. Now that I'm reading it, I remember it was fruitier than you would expect a tomato that looks like this to be. I expect like kind of deep, rich umami. This is more fruity than savory. Skin was a little chewy. I got my seeds from a place called Oreshka. They do ship to the United States, but they're all big and production's outstanding on it. So it's called Chocolate Liqueur. I'm growing a lot of things with chocolate in the name this year. Maple Heart is beautiful. It is, Jerry. I grew maple syrup. That's a pretty one too, isn't it? Love the interior. Yes, Teresa, thank you. Syrup de, I wanted to say like de miserable, but I knew that wasn't it, but I was pretty close. Chocolate liqueur, yum. Yeah, it's a really pretty and tasty one. I want just one pretty tomato with no dimples, holes, and weird stuff on it. Just one. Are you talking about cat facing? You talking about like pest damage and stuff? Julia grew chocolate liqueur last season and really enjoyed it. I haven't tasted it since we did our initial taste test. I'd like to do it again. We've got plenty upstairs, but this is such a pretty specimen for pictures. I'm not going to, I'll contain myself and not cut into it. And Chantel, don't you talk me into it. Okay, and the last one is one I got seeds from a friend just today. I'm sending her seeds, and she sent me a couple interesting ones as a gift, and this is one of them. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's from Croatia, Domaka Fargarten, which translates to Domaka Parish Garden in English. And there's a site, my friend Jeanette gave me these, tomastomatoes.com. It's a tomato, they say it's a tomato variety said to originate in Croatia. Whether this tomato somehow found its way more or less voluntarily from the pastor's garden at some point is unfortunately no longer known. In any case, it's great that this tomato variety exists because it thrives outdoors. Its leaves are striking. They're almost as large as angel wings when they're not curling up a bit because it had to go without water for an extended period. The The regular or the rugose leaves are deceptive, however, because this tomato variety is not as susceptible to blight and brown rot as its related potato leaf. I'm not sure what that means. On the contrary, the Domaka Fargarten grows vigorously but not rapidly outdoors. Susceptible or resistant to disease. Just trying to get the good information here. Large leaves. The broad round fruits almost all remain free of weathering on the skin. There you go, Heidi. Here's going to be a perfect tomato for you. It can't be described as particularly high yielding, so that's good to know. But that doesn't necessarily have to be the case if everything else is right. Feels heavy in the hand, full flesh, consistently red and juicy. Meltingly tender bite, slightly reminiscent of melon flesh. It's bright red both inside and out. It tastes just as beautifully round as it looks. So that's Domaka Fargarten, which sounds interesting. So that's the only one I don't have to show you today, but maybe I'll put it on my grow list for next year. Not sure if I've grown a lot from Croatia, so that could be a treat. All right, that is it for today. Boy, I didn't think I'd get through. We talked about 20 varieties. Now, some of them were like mentioning in passing, like Verde de las Landas, Malachite box, and all of that. But I sure tasted a lot. Got a lot of water in me right now. But it's all good stuff. So pay attention to, in my opinion, Abanas, Familial de Kaketi, Amila, and Mizora. Both of those Japanese varieties are unbelievable. What else did I say? Yeah, those are the outstanding ones I talked about today. Put those on your wish list. You have to trust me. You want them. Well, if I share the same taste as you, you want them. All right. So now I'm going to do the drawing. Make sure if you haven't put in your hashtag tomato, do it right now. Let me show you one more time what the prizes are. I won't read all the varieties again this time, but and these are from Nikki Frenette. Thank you, Nikki. If you win, you can private message Nikki. It's Nikki Frenette if you're in the group. If not, here's my email address. You can private message me or you can email me and I'll get you in touch with her. She's sending them out. So the first one is the Breeders package, and that's this one you're looking at here. No, sorry, that's not. This is the Breeders, including Chocolate Henry from Sophia, which was one of my favorites of the year. Second one is container varieties. So 1, 2, 3. There's 10 seed packets in each. So generous. Next one is Canadian breeders or varieties. And then number 4 is just mixed. 10 different varieties per package. So let's do this thing. Let's give it away. Okay, let me reset it. I'm not going to write down because I have no place. I have no place for my notebook. But please reach out to Nikki if you can, or me if you win. All right. First one, the Breeders package. I can grab a notebook. It'll make me crazy. Oops. Andrea Ruiz. Congratulations, Andrea. Decide to write it down anyway. But still, please contact. I'm going away for the weekend, so I won't have a chance to reach out to people. So you get the Breeders package. Congratulations. Oh, man, I wish you guys could see this hot mess that's around me right now. Hot, sticky, juicy, tomatoey mess. All right, next one is the containers package. David, congratulations. That's the containers. Okay, next one is the Canadian varieties. Pulling for you, Natalia. Birthday girl. Blah, blah. Congratulations, blah, blah. That's the Canadian ones. And then the mixed. Mixed goes to Amy D. Congratulations, Amy. Congratulations to all 4 of you. Don't forget, next week will be the Inspired Garden Life episode. You can win some shirts and some gift cards and all of that. Thank you all for being here. You make it so much fun for me each week. I have a lot of mess to clean up. I feel like I need a shower too, but it's all good. Sticky tomato mess is all good, right? Thank you guys. I love you all. Have a great week. Wishing you lots of abundance and no pests and perfect tomatoes for you, Heidi. And I'll catch you guys next time. See you next week.